What's up, guys? Today we will be replacing all 4 brake pads, or brake pads on all 4 tires on the 2004 Honda Odyssey. We're gonna do that side first, or the back one, because I couldn't position it somewhere in the middle. So we're gonna do the back, the front, and then I'll probably repark the van and do this side from this angle again. And in order to take off the lug nuts, you'll need a 19mm socket. I use that. Now I'm gonna use a power tool to help myself a little bit. This is what it looks like with no tire. To take off the brake pads, you'll need a 14mm socket, and it goes right here. One is gonna go here and one is gonna go underneath. These are the 2 bolts that come out about this length. These are the new brake pads that are going in. As you can see, the rears are fairly small. Fronts are definitely bigger. I have my cylinder decompression tool right here. I usually put a piece of wood to support the caliper itself. I'm gonna need 2 hands to slide this off. And this is what it looks like. To take off the pads, just gently push them in and pull them out. Same with this side. Nothing too technical. Please excuse my neighbor in the background. He's doing some yard work. So these pads are fairly worn, and these are ceramic pads, I believe. So what I'm gonna do is take this cylinder decompression tool, put it in here, and decompress the cylinder so that I could get the new pads in. This is the type of season we're in. In 15-20 seconds it rains, gets everything wet, and then it stops. But I got the new pads in. I'm working on putting the bolts in. Now I'm gonna tighten everything, and this side is done. That side is done. Starting on this side, same procedure. 19mm lug nuts, take them off, take the wheel off, and then I'll show you guys what to do next. But idea is pretty much the same. As you can see, the fronts are definitely a lot bigger, probably say close to double the size when compared to the rears. But what hasn't changed is the size of the bolt that you need to take off. There's one, and the other one is right down here. It's a 14mm. These bolts actually appear to be a little bit shorter in size, but this is something different. So this caliper is a lot bigger, and I pulled off the caliper, and the brake pads aren't put into the brake caliper. They actually go into the caliper housing, and to remove them they basically slide on these metal things. I'll probably need to use both hands, but there's the rear one, and the front one is same idea. Just need, there we go. And to replace them, directly put the new ones in. It really is as simple as that. Just slide them in. It's a direct fit. The next step is using my cylinder decompression tool. I'm gonna decompress the cylinder because these new pads are a lot bigger, so you'll need to separate that cylinder in order to get it back on over the brake pad. This is how I usually do it. Put an old brake pad right here because this piece is very small. You guys could see, and then just twist it and it will decompress it. Boom, just like that, with the cylinder decompressed. This slid in, you put the bolts in, one up top, one at the bottom, and now I'm gonna tighten it and put the tire on. And this side is done. So before I start the van, I'm gonna pump the brakes. Make sure you guys do that. Just push the brake pedal a few times, make sure that the brakes get pumped, and then you could safely drive the vehicle. And as a comparison, there's the rear brake pads and the front brake pads. So they are pretty much double the size. Here's a fun thing. That's the oil filter. Of course, you don't need to lift up the car and take off the tire to get to it, but fun fact. Continue with the job at hand. I took off these bolts already. Nothing changed from this side, and all you do is gently work it up and down, and there we go. To take the pads out, they're sitting on these metal things right here. Might need two hands just so that it's more even, but there is the top. There we go. This side is done. What I did struggle is this bolt right here on the other side. So this bolt is supposed to move freely back and forth to kind of adjust. The bottom one on the other side was also slightly stuck. And same with this one. So what I did was put this one, thread it a little bit, and then put a screwdriver, and I put it between the brake caliper housing and the bolt, and then kind of pushed it against it to force this bolt to kind of move. I feel like, I mean, you guys saw the brake pads, they were fairly worn, so it just got stuck. We are now at the back, and I just noticed something. So the first rear ones that I did, I took off this bolt right here instead of this one. So you could do it either way, whichever I guess will be easier. You could do the 14 millimeter on both sides and then kind of switch it up. This one is probably gonna be a 12 instead of a 14. Let's see. Yep, this one's gonna be a 12. So I'm gonna undo this. And then the procedure should be the same. This will come off and then just slide out the brake pads. I guess I showed you guys how to do it both ways. So I took out the old pads, decompressed the cylinder, put the new pads in, and it's gonna go on like this. Put the bolts in, tighten it up, put the wheel on, and you are set. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you change the brake pads on a Honda Odyssey. I believe the year is like 1999, maybe 2000 through 2004. Fairly simple job. I put ceramic brakes on it, brake pads, and I actually found a really good deal online. I think for all of those pads I paid like 40-45 bucks. So it's inexpensive, you don't need a lot of tools, and it took me about an hour and a half to get this done. Good luck to you all. Thank you for watching. I'm a little bit winded, but thank you.